Smiles everywhere. Public holiday for some tomorrow. I'm going to give you 3 recommendations right now. 3 recommendations. Number 1, American Manhunt for Osama bin Laden is one of the greatest documentaries I've ever seen. Yes, get your pens out.
Yep, seen it.
Netflix. Episode 1, 2, very good. Episode 3 is a whole other world. Extraordinary.
Wow.
Recommendation number 2, the movie September 5. I think it's on Amazon Prime. Might be a competitor, but I'll share the love. The story of the Munich Olympics hostage crisis seen through the eyes of the ABC America control room. That's recommendation number 2. Recommendation number 3, the Canberra Raiders at $8 are a joke. $8, that's giving it away. I'm not saying they're going to win the comp. I'm saying, Sean, hello to you. You people are just putting out some burley because from what I'm convinced now, they are marching very close to the grand final, and I think $8 is way overs.
You people. I like that. I agree. Who are they playing in the grand final, do you think?
Melbourne.
Melbourne?
Yep.
Melbourne Milk grand final. I can see that. Don't mind it. So no doggies, you put the line through the dogs?
I think it's going to be a great prelim finals, but we're round 14. We've got a lot of things to happen. I just loved what I saw today, Joel Kane. It was, for a number of reasons, the occasion, the way they fought back again, they buried South, but hello to you.
Hello to you guys as well. Look, for me, I agree. I am a subscriber. However, I reckon there's 8 or 9 teams who, if you met one another in a prelim, including the Melbourne Storm, they could win the game and they could go on to the next week. So anything is up for grabs.
I'll give you a statement, a cliche that will pop up. Styles make fights.
Correct.
You ready? Ready? And I'm going to give you credit. Vossi, I heard on the Fox broadcast today, Battle of the Big Cats.
Oh, Battle of the Big Cats.
So your man delivered. And another exciting weekend of footy. It just gets better and better.
Battle of the big tips is what I say. What about you, Daniel Ghanaian? You've been in a great mood at the moment. Flair, Tolu, Kohler, bang.
Manly's ability to score through the centres, and Newcastle can concede through the centres. So Tolu, Kohler, first, second or third.
Outstanding.
Yeah, but sometimes you need a bit of luck. Unfortunately, Lehigh Apawadi got KO'd and he was in the fullback role, so it obviously opened up his chances.
How long did it take the WhatsApp ding to go off?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite link it up with the other Flair. That would have been a very... I'm on holidays for a week, and Matt Rogers will be in that chair, I gather, and you're going to be in this chair.
Am I going to be there?
Well, you're hosting, baby.
Wow.
And that would have just made it a very cruisy trip. But something out of that game, look, all the weekend shows have had their say. The Adam O'Brien comments.
Oh.
I actually am at a point now, I actually feel sorry for Adam O'Brien because he can't handle press conferences. He must be in such an emotional state after games, win or loss, must get himself in such a headspace that he's on tilt. He shouldn't actually be doing press conferences.
Correct.
Like, I don't know what the solution is. But then Tinfoil Hat Man came out, Shauno. And I
like Tinfoil Hat Man.
And I'm thinking,
it's good.
Why would you say... The fans don't know what they're doing. Oh, I picture of that club, Like, that's the one club you don't say that about. They are heart and soul people, right? They come out on a Thursday night. Team's not going that well. They're there every week. They were there through the really dark years a few years ago. If anyone's entitled to boo, it's them. And I thought, well, hang on. Is this the most blatant attempt to get fired since George Costanza needed to get fired from the Yankees? Is this... the way he... Yeah. He was trying to get fired to go to the Mets. So... There it is. George Costanza. All right, that'll do. And he ended up not getting the job because Mr. Wilhelm cut his grass. But no, I just think he had a very bad moment.
Isn't timing everything, though? Thursday night game. What's after Thursday night? Matty John's show, Newcastle legend, obviously. So maybe if it was any other day of the week, it might have just somehow got swept under the carpet. But you could actually see steam coming out of Matty's ears when they threw back to him from that little press conference grab.
I think he was actually subdued. I think he held
He was. No, he was. It could have been.
I think he was biting. You could see it. Yes. If you had 4K, you could see him biting down on his tongue.
Siebes, in the other hand, he left the press conference and he heard that and he goes, boys, quick, get on the bus. Quick, let's get out of here. Shh. And they snuck out of there, Manly, didn't they?
Yeah. Hey, Joel, speaking of great tips, throw this graphic up because I've been getting asked. It's a mini sort of coal miners correspondence here.
Oh.
How are the best bets going this year, boys? How are you going? Tell us how you're going. Well, here it is. We're all in the positive, Dan. 8 from 14. So this is if you had $10 on each of our best bets. You're just betting them blind. $10 on each. You're $11.30 in front from you. 8 from 14. Nice little ROI. Sugar. That's actually 9 from 15 now because your best bet AKP got up.
Why is Joel double my money though? We've got the same record on that screen.
Yeah, no, his odds are a little bit more juicier.
Okay, all right, very
Can
good.
I ask this
Only a
question,
little
though?
bit.
Very nice.
Protest. Each and every year that we've been doing this show, this graphic only ever presents itself when it's
he's doing
favourable to you.
Well, hang on. Remember the message now.
So here I am thinking, okay, who's going to be the best bet merchant? Is it Dan or is it me? And then somehow the
is
scorer
everything
has done
that
it
is.
again.
The producer Gibbo just said, "Hey, let's do this."
Cahoots, because remember we
Who
left
do you think
on
it was?
Wednesday.
Do you think it was out of us two?
Well, hang on. Remember the Wednesday? We discovered. I said I had 4 in a row best bets, and we discovered it was actually 6. I haven't been keeping up. So
No, but that was wrong as well. It wasn't 6.
It was 6 in a row.
No, Gibbo's.
What was it? 5.
Yeah, I think you were 5.
And he goes, Ormerod, well, okay, we got to celebrate that. So the celebration of Ganane's 5 in a row is he's leading the best bet tip. You are the best.
I can only provide the numbers that are in front of me.
You are the
Dan.
best.
And the main point is we're all in front.
I need to
So
see
good on
this.
us.
Let's get to some. We can never get that. Every year we think, oh no, we just get the numbers. We don't
We
get
get
the
it once a
data.
year, and he's like, let's pull the trigger now, man. You know, like...
Great afternoon in Canberra today, and made even better by Joel Kane.
I think it's going to be a big occasion. I do think it's a danger game, but in saying that, they either go on with it in a big way. It's a day game there in the nation's capital. Pick your own line, minus 19.5. So in other words, Canberra to win by 20 or more is what I'm doing here, gents.
Well played.
Outstanding.
You had to earn that one, but well played.
What
I
about
was
Big
in
Papa?
no doubt.
Big Papa double, 60 to 1.
Oh.
2 or more tries. And let me tell you, a lot of people found it wasn't at all set up. When he actually scored his first one, I looked at myself in the mirror and thought, how have I not found that? The narrative was there. You found it with the big margin. They were always going to look for him. And then the next set down on their line, look for him again. And he took the conversion.
Oh, great strike too.
I look at myself in the mirror. It's just, they're like, take that literally.
Oh, so do I.
And he would have looked himself and just, put his pecs up and down.
What he's really saying to us is, can you boys look me in the mirror? What happened in the Battle of the Big Cats? That's what he's really asking, folks. He wants to know what happened in the Tigers and the Panthers.
Sean, your flair.
For that graphic and that vision, we're throwing in Milky and McLean to combine for 3 or more tries.
Yes.
Yes, Milky. I knew Milky.
And that's
got all 3 of them
Why
himself.
is he Milky?
Well, I think the white hair would have
Okay,
something.
another stupid nickname on this show.
Dan,
Yes.
for those who don't know what was happening behind the scenes, you're entitled to see this. Sean saying, if I look myself in the mirror and the whole time he's winking at me for the left eye, as if to say, mate, come on, we've got to go to this next one, right? So that's what he's looking himself in the mirror.
Right, okay, very good. Now, this is a trap, isn't it, Sean? Broncos, Titans. Broncos, fantastic, but I can just see people falling into this trap. I think at the end of the call I said there is context. Yes, they've put the cleaners through the Titans, but the Titans are last. What was more impressive, the jerseys or the performance?
A little bit of column A, column B. Now, that try we just saw there from Gemet Shibazaki, that was the first set of the game. And you see the Titans' defensive line there? The first set of the game, and it was absolutely bits and pieces. It's been a big 24 hours-ish of self-reflection for me because I was on the Titans, and I'm so filthy at myself for not... Because I think we actually said it on this show last week that if the Broncos, to get their season back on track, they need to play Broncos footy, which is straight up the guts, razzle-dazzle, put 40 or 50 on someone, and they couldn't have got a better opposition, and I still somehow fell into the Titans.
Doesn't it suck when you look forward to a game and you know within 90 seconds your bet's dead?
Gone. It was gone.
Boys, hot take alert. Hot take alert. I think those jumpers and that outfit plays something psychologically. Psychologically, I think that plays a part.
Good play. Did a part for
If I was in a grand
Stags.
final and I said to the sponsors,
I've
look, you're going
always
to be...
said this.
It does.
I've always said this.
You agree?
Black is the most fearsome jumper. And
Yes.
not just because the great All Blacks wore it. It just looks sleek. It looks fearsome.
It is.
It's the sexiest kit I've ever seen, I think, in rugby league.
I'll put my pen down because I keep mucking around with it here. I'm looking at these odds here. See, I look at that and I think they'll make the 8, right? But their bottom 8 now starts to become, or bottom 9 starts to become tempting, Sean, because of $1.67 to make the 8, they're going to be odds against. They can't make the top 4, can they, Joel? The 4 out in front have cleared too far away, although it's so congested, and they now don't play next week.
I hope they can, because in our opening show for the year, I had a double: Broncos to win the comp, Titans to get the spoon.
Ooh.
So it's a live chance, but it's a
Swing
rough
that was,
chance.
Yeah.
Hey?
Live chance.
Definitely.
It's very live.
Brisbane are one of those 3 teams, I think, that the top 4 don't want to see in the 5 to 8. Penrith, who can continue to... was last week and this week exactly the same game. Well done to them. Still in the hunt, very much in the hunt. Penrith, Roosters, Brisbane.
Okay, good question. Not that you asked, but it would be a good question. If you could have one horse in the race to Chautauqua and fly home, do you want Penrith or do you want the Bronx?
I want them Broncos.
No, I want Penrith. I will ride Penrith till I die.
Yep.
But even though they haven't shown you any suggestion they're going to get to premiership level again this year anyway.
No.
So you saw those Broncos odds. Warriors, boy, that was impressive. This game was up for grabs. Shark Park. And yes, they scored early. Players, and Metcalf's one of them, he's getting so good at timing those kicks, just the right height. Not just the pinpoint position, but just the right height so the chaser has the best shot at it. Oh, our man Kyle Little, or Kyle Little. Well, there you go. And then, are you any
the
more
streak
convinced?
continues, Shug. The streak continues.
You've been Warriors deniers. You've been Warriors truthers. No, anti-truthers. Are you any closer to turning?
Yes,
Oh,
I've turned. So he handed in his resignation for the Raiders hater.
Yeah.
Yes.
Round
They
2 that
are.
was. I'm going to record. Round 2 that was. I resigned.
This coach, Webster, so he had last week or the week before the expectation to win. So what you should do versus what's expected. If you went the last 3 years, Andrew Webster, as a coach, his price versus expected, he would be miles in front.
Homework.
Would you say that's the case?
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd hazard a guess. Definitely. Yeah.
Mate, what a coach. Like, what he's achieved, seriously.
Yeah. And Market did not want a piece of the Warriors in that game as well. So it was 4.5 earlier in the week. Sharky's favourites ticked up to 6.5. We found out that Wade Egan was out of the side pretty late. And they started 8.5-point outsiders, the Warriors. And your man, this kid they found who come in for
Sam
Wade Egan,
Healy.
Sam Healy.
Oh,
he needs to be playing first grade every week. I know it's only one game. We can't get too excited, but boy, he looked unbelievable.
I thought of those odds we just displayed, the tastiest ones were to make the grand final. And I think that because they could get 2 home finals. They get week 1 at Mount Smart, week 3 at Mount Smart. There you go, $4.50. Look, if you're a Warriors believer, I'm just suggesting that might be the way to go.
This Sam Healy,
Very good.
he is seriously the legit. I've seen him twice now. You can't do what he's done in 2 games and not be a future absolute star. I don't think if you presented Cameron, I'm not comparing Cameron Smith, but if you presented Cameron Smith, Harry Grant, all these great dummy halves, and say, show us your first 2 games highlights reel, nothing on this kid.
Are you
Fair or
saying
not?
pressure, Wade Egan, pressure, question mark?
I don't know how you handle that because I think potentially it's only a very small base, but they're a better team with him.
Well, it looked at on one showing. It certainly looked at.
He's a gun.
Yeah.
He's a gun.
Oh, I'm looking here at some odds. The Sharks, who, geez, they never fail to disappoint, do they, the Cronulla Sharks? Top 8, $1.22. Now they're going to be tasty odds to miss the final, Sean. They've got to be a chance. They've got to be a chance to miss finals here. Next fortnight, though, well, you know what? Dragons, are going to have some sort of response. Broncos away. That's a non-origin affected situation, I think, for the Broncos. Some backing up, but they're all available.
Yeah, well, I mean, I going into that game on the weekend, I couldn't get their game against the Roosters from Gosford a couple of weeks ago.
Nailed
I had
that.
full strength. no excuse in the world, and they got absolutely lapped. And now they go home against a Warriors side that feels like it's been on the road for 3 or 4 weeks. Spent a lot of time in Australia. We're a little bit flat against the Bunnies the week prior. No excuses again to maybe not necessarily win the game, because it's not all, things do have to go your way to win a game of footy, but they got absolutely lapped at home. It's a big concern.
Checking some odds here. That's what I was looking at my phone while Sean was talking, because I've got the top 8 odds here. Dolphins have gone in from 3.10. We're talking about that. That's a bit tasty. $2.20 after they put 50 on the Dragons.
Dream draw.
Yeah, it is a good draw.
Great draw.
Now confirming the Dragons can't win the comp, Dan, because they conceded 50 points.
Well, thank you for letting me know that. Melbourne, are they deservedly favourites for the minor premiership still? Geez, they were unconvincing. They won. Good job, but
It's the Raiders to lose.
see, I think Canterbury's to lose. I know Raiders have got 3 buys. You're going to hit me with the 3 buys.
to lose. Home games, 3 buys. But it is theirs to lose.
All right, let's do our next segment, important to some.
Well, he's made the kick, important to some.
A little bit of a different important to some to start off with. We're going to see an article here. Now, the big news going into the Broncos game, Selwyn Cobbo dropped. You might be thinking, well, why is that important to some? Well, it was a massive call. It was important to my top try scorer bet for Cobbo, even though it's probably in tatters. But why was it important, Shug? Well, we didn't know that Jesse, Paint a Picture Arthurs, your man, $91 top try scorer, was going to switch sides, now take up the right-hand side of the field. Who comes in? Josiah Karapani, and he gets served up a double on an absolute platter. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Joel, would that have put Jesse back in front of the top try scorer?
Pappy scored none, and then
Oh, that's a good pass.
Josiah painted 2 pictures with Jesse's brush. Oh, that hurt.
I know.
hurt.
That does hurt.
And
The other one.
we almost, sorry, very quickly. So Arthur's is what, 2 behind, 1 behind?
1 behind.
But if he's right wing, are you conceding defeat on that?
Oh, massively. That's
that's
half the reason I
that's
sold the
almost a-
story
that's almost
was
a
the left
cash
wing
out
for the
situation.
Broncos.
He's coming back. Cobbo's going to come back. Normal service will resume. The other important to say, and this is a big one, the Storm game. The total in this one, 51.5. The game's over. Tyron Wishart finds his way onto the field. There's about 2 minutes to go. The scoreline here, 32-14. It's making up 46. They need a converted try, the overs backers. It's just a nothing kick. Xavier Coates, he's allowed to catch the ball. A bit of a nothing kick again, and it's fallen into the breadbasket of Tyron Wishart under the post. Thanks for coming to land on 52. Overs backers all over Australia doing the Pistols.
Well
That
done.
game did not reflect the scoreline.
No, it
It was a
didn't.
bit closer, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Cowboys were good.
Which
Oh, hey, whoa.
They were.
Hang on.
They
Let's
were.
not say things we can't take back.
They were.
They weren't bad, but they weren't good.
That game was not... That scoreline was not a reflection
I was
of the
more
game.
impressed with the Melbourne Storm's ability to scramble, because in that first half, Cowboys had a lot of ball on their line. Storm, for all their attack this year, their defence hasn't been probably as red hot as what it should be. I think they'll be pretty happy with that showing.
Cowboys were good.
They were.
Jackson Purdue continues to shine, doesn't he? You can see the talent is. He's 19.
When I say they were good, the first 50 minutes where the games... But they threw the towel in with half an hour to go.
Yep.
They are not a bad side.
Let's talk about some of the things we liked and didn't like over the weekend.
Alrighty, here we go. And, well, what did we like? What didn't we like? I love this. I just love this. This guy who becomes the most capped Raider of all time. And you beautiful thing, Ricky Stewart, like those beautiful locks. He said, get that kicking tee out of the pupper. Here he goes. Put on the right post. That's where he won the kick. Look at this. Keep your head down, Pupper. Thank you.
The rock back was the
Boom.
Beautiful,
the
wasn't it?
piece de resistance.
Boom.
I said it on radio, and I stand by it a few hours later. That was the most feel-good period, I think, since South's grand final in 14. You know how the last 25 minutes of the South's grand final when it was all celebration?
Yes.
And the crowd was sort of marinating in the win and they were scoring tries for fun. That is what the last 20 minutes today felt like, with Papali'i scoring not one but twice, and then the goal kick, and then, geez, they're a special team, I think. South, you talk about teams that are good. I thought South, that was brutally unfair, 36-12 against them.
I agree.
But scoreboard doesn't lie. I think it says more about Canberra's greatness this year. South will dust themselves off. I'm not right.
Souths are going to cause a lot of headaches at the back end of this year. They are a good team.
What am I selling? Teased it before, and it's got to do with the all-black Broncos jerseys. Now, 3 blokes on that team sheet for the Broncos. Ezra Mam on your left, bright pink boots. Adam Reynolds, going to forgive him to an extent because it was a big celebration game. White boots, Reece Walsh, white boots. You had a chance, boys, to put the lair away and become a part of the sexiest kit I've ever seen in rugby league, and just wear black boots. It would have looked so hot. It wouldn't have been funny. And just you had one chance to put the lair away. It does nothing for your personality to wear pink boots, Ezra. It does nothing for it. You could have looked so good, but they had to layer it up. One game to put it away.
The mistake wasn't because it was black shorts or it was black socks. You can't wear white shoes with black socks. I mean, as a fashionista, and as you know, you can't wear black socks and white shoes.
There was 14 other blokes wearing black boots there.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
By the way, a shout out to everyone at the back page. This is an extraordinary television run that is about to come to an end. 29 years. And it started with Mike Gibson and Billy Birmingham and Peter Fitzsimons. Tony took it through the second half of the show. This has been a great show on Fox Sports. And in an era where now all the channels are splintered off, Fox League, Fox Footy, Fox Cricket, it just tells the story of how successful and how popular that show is.
With that crew there.
That it survived all these years and flourished. So well done to everyone involved. Sad to read that overnight that it's coming to an end. But anyway, big thumbs up for Tony and producer Matty
Big shoes up for that too with white socks.
God, how rank is that? That is disgusting.
We've got to go to a break, but we will come back. Big preview. I like Monday footy because we can spend Sunday night previewing Dogs and Eels. Get them on side. Cannot wait for tomorrow, 4 p.m. Fox League will be on earlier than that, live from a core stadium, another monster crowd. Have you got the pass yet for this, Sean?
No, I'm not allowed to go.
No,
Not yet.
okay.
Not yet.
A bit cold, I think, for Shawnee as well, the new dad. Dogs favourites, Parramatta, gee, it's pretty short, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but $2.89 for a team that's near the bottom of the ladder. But I know you two deeply respect Parramatta, and I'm on your train in this regard. They're a different team, obviously, with Moses and Lomax. They're not the second or third worst team. Well, certainly not in the bottom 2 in terms of competition. 8.5.
A little bit worried about the form line now, having seen the Panthers today. That was sort of what I was basing this off last week. I thought that was a really well-contested game between what I thought were two really good sides. Now I'm not so sure. We know Galvin's in, Sugar.
Yep.
Quick coach's corner for you, because I can't actually work it out. Going to start on the bench. How do they actually insert him? How many minutes? Where does he play? What would you do?
Okay, what would I do? And my best guess is I would think that Bailey Hayward is simply playing 9. So they go the 2-9 attack, him and Reid Marnie. I think, therefore, Galvin becomes the Bailey Hayward. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to the 5'8 position, Burton goes to that Isaiah Yeo role.
Right.
That's what I would do.
We're moving pieces around there.
I've heard criticism that he's already being rushed in. I would say this is the perfect game to do it. They're going to make him, that Canterbury crowd, feel like a boy king. You wait when he strolls the sideline and the camera captures him, that crowd, that Canterbury crowd, because of the stuff he's copped, and I think a lot of it's justified, are going to make him feel like one of their own. Eels defence.
Yeah, the right-hand side's a problem. It's a problem, and they have been musical chairs there as well. So left-hand side, look that way. Bronson Sherry's a fair chance. Marcelo Montoya, absolute chance on that left-hand side. I'll take the Flair, boys. I'll go Marcelo Montoya and the Fox. He's in a mood. He's taking on the old firm. There's the same game multi.
Oh, very nice, $3.40, and not too many needles to thread there. You're 1 from 1 in your best bet, so now it's up to us.
I'm sitting in the Lofty Spa Pereira. I'm sitting in the Lofty Spa Pereira, boys. Take us home. What do you got?
No wonder he said, can you mention Spa? He was negotiating with me in the ad break.
It's good.
Can you bring up a Spa? Another nickname.
Yeah.
Best bet for me, unders. I see everyone's jumped on it, though, 46.5. I hope you got on early in the week. $1.74. We got better odds early in the week, but hey, the market never lies. Sean.
Pretty similar vein to you, plus 8.5. I'm willing to stick with Parramatta being a lot better than what the market expects them to be here.
Give me a score for that game.
Or 22-18 Bulldogs.
Whoa, that'd be good.
Loffy, Spa.
Give me a
Pereira.
score.
Oh,
How's
sorry.
the Spa?
That's a good nickname.
16-8 Dogs. Same score as in round 2. We got to go see you Wednesday. I'm off. Matty Rogers is in. Enjoy your footy tomorrow.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.